While I've seen all of the Star Wars series on Disney Plus, I haven't been enthusiastic about really any of them. The Mandalorian Season 1 was good, I liked Obi-Wan, Andor was okay, and I had fun with The Bad Batch. Also, I should finish Ahsoka one of these days, but I liked what I saw. The reason I haven't been stoked with the Disney Plus shows is the same reason I'm really looking forward to The Acolyte. Every Star Wars Disney Plus show so far has been set in between the movies, telling stories that fill gaps and expand stories previously only hinted to. I understand Lucasfilm's goal of introducing this new form of storytelling with familiar settings. That being said, the oversaturation of shows set in between the three trilogies could eventually make the universe feel smaller. That's more of an issue for the shows that take place in between episodes 3 and 4, because clearly there's a lot that they're still setting up with the shows between episodes 6 and 7. This brings me to The Acolyte, and the most excited I've been for a Star Wars thing since Jedi Survivor. This is the first film project set during the High Republic era, which has given Lucasfilm a clean slate to tell new stories in the Star Wars canon. It's like a new frontier to experiment in a low-stakes setting. So far, the High Republic has only existed in books, parts of Jedi Survivor, and Star Wars Eclipse. If it ever comes out. That is, until today. And that leads me into the first trailer for The Acolyte. So I actually guessed something right based on this first poster that was released yesterday. People were talking about how the blood trail coming from the lightsaber implied that the lightsaber was used to kill somebody and that left blood. Now, obviously, there's some debate on whether or not that's really how it would work, even though in the original film, blood is shown when Obi-Wan cuts the dude's hand. So I can kind of go either way with that debate. However, my prediction was that based on this poster, it didn't seem like the lightsaber was actually used to do anything. Instead, a Jedi was murdered without a lightsaber. And based on the opening moments of the trailer, that seems to be what they were going for. From what we see in the trailer, I think the show looks really good. I mean, all the Disney Plus shows have looked amazing. It reminds me of the quote that George Lucas said when he was talking about why Star Wars Underworld was canceled, where he said that they can make a television show that looks like the movies, but they can't do it on a television budget. But what he did say too is that once they crack that egg, once they crack the code for that, once they figure out how to make shows that look like the movies with the budget of a show, then it'll totally change how they make movies because they can do them all for cheaper and it'll all look the same. And I think that's really cool to see that come to fruition with the Disney Plus shows. It's always nice to see Star Wars as a pioneer of special effects time and time again. I know that some of the effects in some of the previous Disney Plus shows have looked a little shoddy, but I think they keep getting better and better. And at the very least, the visual effects shots that were shown in the trailer look really good. I like the intrigue and the air of mystery shown in this trailer. It seems like it'll expand as the series goes on and become a bigger and bigger problem that involves more Jedi. And it seems like it's going to be this massive rabbit hole that the Jedi are going to follow down, and it's going to end horribly, which I'm really excited for. It's also going to be really fun to see the Jedi in their prime again, which is something that we really haven't seen since the prequels, and even then that was kind of at the very tail end of that once you get into the Clone Wars and everything. I also really like the line given at the end of the trailer, how it's not about good or bad, but it's about power and who's allowed to use it. And I think that it's such an ominous line that totally fits with Sith or Sith adjacent ideology and philosophy as a sort of a counter to the Jedi's dominance in the galaxy at this time. Like I said before, the High Republic is a great setting for low stakes stories. That means that even if it's bad, you won't have a bunch of bitter fans being very annoying about how the Acolyte ruined their favorite character. Just, for a hypothetical example. And at least for right now, stories in this era have more room to breathe, so you can put some distance between the stories that you do and don't like. You can pick and choose. While I wouldn't go as far as to say Star Wars is back because of this trailer or because of this show. In fact, I don't really think it's ever really left to begin with. I am more excited for The Acolyte than I have been for any other Star Wars series so far. Watching this trailer gave me a little reminder of what it was like to see The Force Awakens teaser for the very first time. It was an introduction into a completely new era, at least new to me, of Star Wars, and that's what I'm excited for.